Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. I absolutely love doing these type of videos. They take a whole lot of time and they cost me a whole lot of moolahs, but I love doing these videos up at the tip top of my favorite things to film. But today I'm gonna get right to the point. 223 bolt action bulleye test. I brought out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different factory loadings. We're going to send them all out of this CZ600 trail, which is awesome. I just got this thing sighted in today, but the question is, what is it going to group the best? This thing has a 16.2 inch barrel, has this collapsible stock, which is super cool. The overall rig only weighs just over 6 pounds, so it's an awesome rig you could throw in your backpack. I've got a 24 Zoomies Blackhound on top and a Banish backcountry shusher machine is going to make it more pleasant to fling down range. Everything from a 50 grain all the way up to a 100 grain 223. This barrel is a 1 in 7 twist. Let me give you a close-up look of this CZ600 trail and all the bow lights we're going to be slinging. Then I'm going to take my guess. Then we're going to go back to 100 yards, see which one it likes the best. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. Check it out. Little bit closer look at this CZ. Like I said, this is the 600 trail in 223. It also comes in 7.62 by 39. I've got my Banish backcountry can on there. Very lightweight, rated all the way up to 300 rum. And here's everything we're going to be flinging out of it in no particular order. We have some Allegiance Hog Strike in 75 grain, middleweight. We have a Corbon, you don't see that much, in 77 grain. We have a Remington Premier Match, 69 grain. With this barrel being a 1 in 7 twist, I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to like this 69 grain Remington the best. But that's why we do these videos. We'll see what happens. Also in a 69 grain, we have the Winchester Match. Probably like those all right too. Then we have some DRT 55 grain. That's some pretty cool stuff. We got some lighter Sierra 55 grain. We've got some Wolf 223 55 grain. The lightest of the test here today is this 50 grain Remington AccuTip V. Pretty cool stuff. And then the heaviest of today's video, this Allegiance Silent Strike 100 grain 223. This is without a doubt going to be the most quiet. But I'm going to go back to 100 yards, give them all a fair shake, and see what it groups the best. Should be a whole lot of fun. 100 grain Allegiance is the top left, so that's what we're going to do. Here goes 3 of the 100 grain Allegiance. I'll edit this whole thing to where it flows really quick and you're not watching a boring video. Oh, I forgot my ear pro. Hold on. It's still suppressed, but I still want to have my ears on for 223. All right, now that I just sprinted 100 yards and back, my groups will probably be terrible when y'all complain about me breathing heavy, but oh, it'll be all right. Here we go, 100 grain. These are sighted in. This is sighted in with 55 grain, so hopefully all of these are still good enough to be on a paper plate, but fixing to find out. Oh, give it all the zooms here. 3-shot group, 100 grain Allegiance. Hit the paper beneath it. That's all right though, we'll still measure it. Grouping very well. I say that and then it doesn't. All right, now we're gonna let it cool and come back with some, looks like 75 grainers. All right, now I said we're doing the Allegiant 75 grainers next. So we'll see how these group. Terrible group so far. Be right back in a few. All right, now what's next? Target number 3 says 77 grain Corbon. Now, judging off how terrible it did those Allegiance, I wouldn't expect it to love these, but you never know. Every loading is different. These 77 grain core bonds are a hollow point boat tail, so these may do good. I would assume these would do fairly good. 1 in 7 twist and a 77 grain. But you never know till you try. Here we go. 77 grain core bonds. I'm also checking between all these that the can is tight, just to make sure we're not having that effect, for anyone wanting to know. So far it kind of likes these. Oh yeah, that's probably a 3/4 inch group out of those 77 grain core bonds. I was just getting severe pain in my ankle. Look down and lo and behold, there's a spider biting on my ankle. How about that? What's next? 55 grain DRTs. Let's see what these do. Yep, doesn't like them. All right, now we're 4 in out of the 9. So far it likes the 77 grain core bonds the best. What is next? 69 grain Remington Premier Match. These are the ones that I guessed that it would like the best. And remember, when we do these videos, this thing is not sighted in. I always get the complaints. Well, you're not hitting the bullseye, man. That's because it's sighted in with one, and the rest of them are just going to be kind of close. If we sighted everything in for every ammo, we'd be here all day. So we're looking at the groups. We're not looking to see if we hit the bullseye. That's what I'm trying to say there. Not crazy hot on those Remingtons either. That's going to come in a little bit over an inch group. I'm going to let it cool and come back. Next, we got the Winchester match. This is also a 69 grain, just like those Remingtons. I would expect these to do kind of good out of a 1 in 7 twist. It's kind of the perfect spot for a lot of 223s as a 69 grain. Yeah, did about the same as the Remington 69 grain match. About maybe 1 1/4 group. We'll measure it with the calipers. Alright, the last 3 are light ones, so I kind of don't have any high hopes anymore. 50 grain AccuTip V's from Remington. These are the lightest of them all. Let's see what it thinks about this really light stuff. This stuff is super fast. It's going to be about a 1 inch group. Not terrible. I'll let it cool and be right back. Next we got 55 grain Sierras. Surprisingly good out of that 55 grain Sierra. Probably a 3/4 inch group. And last of all, the Steel Case Wolf 55 grain. I sighted it in with this stuff and it was consistently getting 2.5 inch groups. Let's see if it does the same for us right now. Yep, that's probably going to be one of the worst. But, looks like the 77 grain core bond won. And the 55 grain Sierra a close second. Interesting. We're going to measure all these with the caliper, so hold on. All right, so back at the house, I just measured all of these groups with the caliper's precise measurements. And I'm going to show them to you from worst to best. We didn't expect them to all do great. We didn't expect them to all do terrible, but I was surprised by some of the results. Check it out. My guess was that the middleweight stuff would do the best, which ended up being the absolute winner, but there were definitely some surprises in here. So, the worst, coming in last place, 9th place. It's actually the stuff that it's sighted in with, believe it or not. The 55 grain steel case Wolf, a 2.80 inch group. Not that great. Good enough for plinking, having some fun, but not that great. Second worst, a middleweight. We might have guessed this one to be one of the best. A 75 grain Allegiance coming in at a 2.77 inch group. Next, these two groups were on the same plate. So, 55 grain DRTs, 1.73 inch group. And then these 100 grain Allegiance, these were the subsonics, which a lot of times subsonics will do really good in just about anything. This plate was actually up here, but since they were low power, they hit the plate beneath them. And those got a 1.30 inch group. Those were the heaviest ones that we tested in that 223. Then, the 69 grain match. A lot of times, you might pick the match to do the best. Didn't do that great. 1.63 inch group with the 69 grain Winchester match. Next, these are the ones that I guessed would win, and it didn't win. The 69 grain Remington match 223 with a 1.38 inch group. We're getting better. We're getting closer to that 1 inch group mark, but we're still not there yet. Then, this is one of the ones that surprised me. A 50 grain Remington AccuTip V. So a 1 in 7 twist, I would not have guessed would like something as light as a 50 grain, but 1.25 inch group, that's getting in the not too shabby range. This is one of the ones that surprised me. Next, that was the third best. The 50 grain was the third best. I thought it was the fourth best. That's the third best. Next, we have two that I would say did great. One was surprising, one is believable. The one that surprised me is this 55 grain Sierra. If my camera will focus here. 55 grain Sierra got a 0.62 inch group at 100 yards. That's pretty good, guys. That's good in just about anybody's book. In my book, that's fantastic. 0.6 inch group, that's pretty fantastic. And we did it with a 55 grain Sierra in a 1 in 7 twist, 223. Then the winner, this is one that some of y'all might have picked, the 77 grain Corbon. 2-touching, 0.53 inch group at 100 yards. That's what won. I don't even know if they make these anymore. But that was the box. Corbon, 77 grain, 223. The box looks really old, but that's what won. So, if you have one of these CZ600 Trails in 223, hey, you might start off with a 77 grain. Even if you can't find this Corbon stuff, you might start off trying that. A safe bet is those 69 grain. Where do they go? The matches, these Remington 69 grainers, you can find those. If you can't find 77 grains, 69 grain might be a good bet. But also, those Sierras, I've seen those places around. That's how I found them. And then the AccuTip V's might be a good bet for you too. Those do acceptable almost as well. But hey, that's why we do these videos. I was hoping that would it like least one, and we got two that were under a 1 inch group at 100 yards out of this whole big old stack of bullets. Now they're going back on the shelf till we get another 223 to test out. Absolutely love doing these videos. But hey, CZ600 Trail in 223, Bulla testing, Appreciate y'all hanging out and staying around for the whole video. What did we find out? We found out that it's kind of ammo picky. We got 2 out of 9 that we tested got underneath a 1-inch group. But hey, that's why we do these videos, so we know what the thing's like. Appreciate y'all watching. Let me know what you think about the video. That's that Banish backcountry lightweight shusher machine on the end there. And Blackhound Optics is one of the ones we can get discounts on, so if you're looking for an optic, check out below for some of that info. But hey, CZ600 Trail, appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Load it up and get it on as soon as you can. 30-06, 10 mil, 50 cap. It don't make a difference, man. We like